Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. I am indeed Wendy Y. Bailey, and I'm so happy to be with you today. Happy Wednesday. And, today's topic is one of those topics that I think people think about, but they don't always teach about, talk about, coach about. Sometimes it's necessary, but I think all the time it's necessary. And today I'm going to talk about how to enhance your impact and achieve your biggest, scariest goals. Yeah. I think it's going to be a real cool topic too. So I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I'm a 20-year veteran master business and sales coach known as your income acceleration mentor. And I'm also the founder and dean of More Coaching Client Sales and Marketing Academy, which is the home of the certified income acceleration coach program. So I'm kind of getting used to saying that because it's a new program, but I'm excited to come to you. I'm here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm live streaming on YouTube, 2 YouTube channels, LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my Facebook profile, and 2 Facebook groups. So if you're here and you want to say hello, be sure that you grant StreamYard permission so that you can say hello to me. Let me know that you're here. Of course, if you are catching the replay, type hashtag replay so that I know you were here. If you have any questions along the way, I am going to be checking in on the chat. But if I miss it, just know that I'm going to come back and answer your questions. Today, I've got a little bit of a different background because I couldn't get my lighting to work right with my green screen. So you get to see the natural look, the blue background, and you get to see me. I think it looks pretty good though. Blue and pink together. Those are my brand colors. So it's not too far of a stretch for me. The topics that I come up with on the episodes are really designed to help you grow and scale your coaching business. Typically, I serve coaches or mentors or strategists. Maybe you call yourself a consultant. Sometimes speakers look to me because they're looking to build out the coaching part of their business. Coaches come to me because they're ready to scale, they're ready to grow, they're ready to increase their business, but somehow they've gotten into like a plateau around generating business and they need the right kind of guidance and support to get there. So I choose the topics based on what I see my clients experiencing. I'm also in the midst right now. This is the 4th week in a series of episodes based on topics that are a preview to an upcoming masterclass I have. So I'm going to make sure you have the link so you can sign up for the masterclass. It is complimentary. It's 3 consecutive days starting in February. So definitely go check that out. I changed the date, so hopefully more people can be part of it, and I'd love to serve you as part of that. So let's get into talking a little bit about this whole concept of enhancing your impact. The thing that I've learned in more than 20 years of being in the coaching industry full time is you need to always be in the process of looking for avenues to expand your reach, so that you are keeping your pipeline full. Okay. When you keep your pipeline full, it means that you're always engaged in ways to meet and connect with your most ideal clients, be attractive to your most ideal clients. And then when you extend the invitation to work with you, they already know, like, and trust you. They've already had an experience of you, and then they can become a client without much hesitation. You don't get a lot of objections when you're in that space. That's organic marketing. So most of what I share is organic marketing. I'm not talking about running ads or, doing all that other stuff. I'm really talking about just showing up and being there for your most ideal clients. So today's 5-step strategy, 7-step strategy, I forgot how many I created, but today's 7 steps that I'm going to give you are really designed to help you get clear about how you can expand that reach. I'll give you some examples and tell some stories along the way that I think will help you. The first one should not be a surprise to you. If you've been in personal or professional development, even if you've been in business development for a while, you've got to know what a SMART goal is. SMART. It's an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, realistic, and time bound. So let me say SMART, SMART, that's the acronym. But the reason it's called SMART is very simple. When you understand those key elements in your goals and how you set your goals, then you're much more likely to succeed and achieve those goals. That's why they're called SMART goals. Specific means that you understand exactly the goal you want to accomplish. Measurable means that you're not just going to look at it and say, oh, maybe I achieved it, maybe I didn't. You're going to have certainty about what that achievement looks like. Achievable or attainable means that you know that it's something that can happen. And realistic means that it's not, pie in the sky. It's not, the sky's the limit. It really is something that's going to happen. And if it is pie in the sky and the sky's the limit, you truly believe it's attainable, achievable, and it's realistic for you. There's so many books that are out there these days. I'm going to mention one in just a second. But let me say something about time bound. When you have goals that are tied to dates, tied to a calendar, then you can monitor, measure, and tweak your activity as you're moving toward that date. If you've got a date that's 30 days out, today's a January 18th, that you want to achieve a goal by February 18th, then you're going to reverse engineer that. You're going to look at where you want to be today in order to get to February 18th. That's the beauty of making your goals time bound. So SMART is something really, really good for that. I started reading wait a minute, the 12-week year. Yeah, I want to make sure I got it right. The 12-week year. I can't remember the author's name, but when you read the 12-week year, it tells you that instead of planning for something for 12 months, you're actually condensing it from 12 months to 12 weeks. And when you condense it to 12 weeks, what happens is you can plan for something to happen in a shorter window of time. You can believe and strategize so that it happens in a shorter period of time. So the time is important because it's 12 weeks versus 12 months. And you've got to believe it. And I'll say more about that in just a second. You've got to believe it's possible, and you've got to set a strategy in place that helps you achieve it in 12 weeks versus 12 months. So think of SMART goals in a way that you're tying them to the calendar. But remember, if you stretch a goal out too far, it's going to be that much harder for you to achieve. I'm totally a believer in that, right? I heard something the other day, and I want to make sure I get it right. Done is better than perfect, and perfect is never done. Done is better than perfect because perfect is never done. I think I shared it yesterday. But when you start thinking of your SMART goals, you can push them out, push them out, push them out, push them out. But that doesn't help you really feel realistically like it's achievable, like it's something realistically that you can accomplish. So when you look at the time that you want to achieve something, make sure you tie it to a calendar and then stretch yourself just a little bit by shortening that window. Then you can also decide what pieces need to fit together in order for you to meet that. Maybe other people have a role in your ability to achieve that goal. SMART goals is the first part of the strategy. The second one is my personal mantra, and I say it so much, you guys probably already know what I'm going to say, and that is mindset is everything. I try to hashtag everything I do with hashtag mindset is everything. It's my personal mantra. I truly believe it. And when I talk about mindset is everything, I want to make sure you understand that if your goals do not scare you, they're not big enough. If you're just cruising through everything and passing everything and, achieving all the things you want and then some, then it's not scary enough for you, and you need to increase the goals. You need to challenge yourself around the goals. You need to make sure they're a little bit scarier. The big example that I'll share is when I went after my first designation, I think I had been in my business at that point about 2 years, maybe 3 years. And I was like, you know what? I'm going for this designation. I think it was 2 years. And, I set a goal to get a certified experienced coach designation. And it's a program that originated out of Coach University. And my coach at the time was administering the program. It's called the Coach 100 program. And in the program, they set a goal for you to coach individually. That means one-on-one, 100 clients in like 18 months. And they give you the support of the coach who's delivering the program, and then they also give you feedback so that clients can say what they liked about your coaching, what didn't work, and the coach can coach you to be a better coach. So it's a beautiful program. And originally when I saw the program, I was like, I'm going to do this, and I wasn't thinking my coach was going to be administering that part of the program for me. I was like, I just want to do this and I'm going to do it. So I set a goal to coach, I want to say it was 60 individual clients in 100 days. 100 days. So a little over 3 months, right? And when I started working with her and she heard my goal, she was like, no, I want to stretch you. If you said you can coach 60 clients in 90 days, I want to see you coach 100 clients in 90 days. I can't remember the exact numbers, but the point was she really pushed me. She really stretched me. And it was a scary goal for me, right? That meant I was coaching my behind off. I was coaching, picking up the phone, hanging up the phone. I was coaching a lot because I was insistent on achieving that goal. It was a stretch goal. It was a scary goal for me. But guess what? It made me really comfortable and confident coaching because I was doing it so much. That's why the designation was so important to me. I wanted something at that point in my business that recognized that I was qualified and experienced as a coach. Well, I didn't hit the whatever it was 90 in 60 days, 60 in 90 days. I didn't hit the number, right? But I had 18 months to do it. But what I did do is I hit 100 in less than 8 or 9 months. So it it wasn't a nail on the head like I'd slam dunked it, but it definitely challenged me. It stretched me. It made me achieve the goal faster than most everybody else in the program. Most people in the program at that point were doing the 18 months and they were trying to find clients. Well, I was finding clients. I was coaching clients. I was telling people what my goal was. Based on telling people what my goal was, people were signing up for coaching. And at the end of the time that I completed it, I started in like October, November, and I finished in June or July. And when I finished, at the end of that, I literally had a full practice. I had 31 individual coaching clients. I had a mastermind program and a group coaching program I was teaching at the same time. So if you want to do a goal, if you want to set a goal for yourself, then challenge yourself beyond the fear. Okay. And fear means a lot of things, but I will tell you that the one that I like the most as it relates to your mindset is face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. That means face doing, having more partners. That means face doing more programs or bigger programs, more high ticket programs. It means, prices, partners, programs, and prices. Face everything and rise in your partners, in your programs, and your prices. Let me spend a little time on prices. One of the programs that I teach at Business Beyond Limits is the Predictable Coaching Income Masterclass program. And I teach people how to set your fees, how to set your prices for your coaching programs. And, the thing that I love about that experience that I create for people, that curated exposure to, value and understanding value, I get to see the light bulbs go off in people's eyes when they understand they're undercharging. I get to see the lights go off above their heads when they recognize just how valuable what they're sharing and what they're doing in the marketplace is. So when I talk about mindset is everything, it's partners, it's programs, but it's also your prices. And what I've discovered in more than 20 years is people who achieve more faster do so not because they are, continuing to charge that standard rate. They're not continuing to charge what they see everybody else charging. They're looking at what they offer. They're standing in their place of excellence. Excuse me. And based on standing in that place of excellence, they're charging what they truly believe is the value they're giving for the program. That's the beauty of mindset is everything as it relates to your pricing. Okay. The third part of the strategy is akin to the first one, the second one, mindset is everything. Excuse me. Challenge yourself to risk more. The more you risk, the greater the chances that you're going to grow. Risk is the secret ingredient to growth. Risk is the secret ingredient to growth. So the more you risk, the more you're going to grow. And let me tell you what I mean by risk. Risk more in the kinds of relationships that you have. Risk more in the types of people you reach out to and what you say to them. I'll say more about that in just a minute. Risk more in doing things that are new to you, doing things that are uncomfortable to you. Risk more. Excuse me. I think I got some dust in my throat, but I'm still here. Risk is the response to that. For me, risk in 2023, my word for the year is elevation. It's because I'm risking a lot by elevating. Elevating. It means elevating in everything. And, Shonda Rhimes wrote a book a few years ago. It was a bestseller called The Year of Yes. And one of the things I learned from, and I haven't actually read the whole book, but one of the things I learned from being exposed to the book is there's a lot that you say no to out of fear. But what happens when you say yes to something? You risk whatever it is, everything, to say yes to it. And it ends up opening up avenues that you never imagined. This is my year of yes. This is my year of yes. For Shonda Rhimes, she went from being a producer on, a couple of shows, creating and producing a couple of shows for ABC, to inking a seven-figure deal, 7 or 8 figure deal with Netflix to produce shows like Bridgerton, right? Or to produce, I can't remember the other show she had. I want to say The Catch. Was that on ABC? I think that was on ABC. But she's still producing content for Netflix because she said yes to something that she would have said no to in the past. So think about the things that you encounter where you can say yes and it can make a difference. I told you guys yesterday about the new portion of services I'm offering to 7 and 8 figure coaching business owners. And it's the fractional COO, where I'm building out systems and helping them streamline and automate their processes. All of that is part of my role as a fractional COO for 7 and 8 figure businesses. That's a risk for me. It's stuff I do every single day, but it's with a broader appeal, a broader sense of completion than what I've been doing working with my clients one on one. Okay. That's a risk, but elevation in 2023 is the goal. And this is my year of yes. So I want to challenge you to risk more in your business and say yes to some things that you might have said no to. I was telling somebody earlier today, I would have said no to this. In fact, I think I did say no to this in 2007, right? So here we are, what is that, 16 years later, and I'm saying yes. And what a great opportunity I see it as. And I have the maturity and the expertise to deliver it in a way that is cooperative for both me and my client, right? So think about where you can risk and say yes more in your business. The fourth thing I want to talk about related to this is to explore new avenues to achieve bigger, scarier goals. That's right in alignment with what I said. Risk is the secret ingredient that leads to growth, right? So when I talk about exploring new avenues, I mean, it's okay for you to be transparent with people. It's okay for you to be vulnerable with people, because through your transparency and vulnerability, people will see you, they will hear you, they will meet you there, and you may be surprised at what opportunities unfold based on that transparency and that vulnerability. So make sure that you are focused on exploring new avenues to achieve that. One of the things that I love, and I'm broadcasting on LinkedIn as well. So I want to say one of the things I enjoy about social media is it's social. But I really truly feel, to some degree, the people over on LinkedIn who are constantly in my inbox are off the rails. They are pouncing on folks rather than really trying to build a relationship with people, right? And I think it's because they feel like they don't have time. I think it's because they feel like they got to make it happen now. But nurturing and building a bond of trust and relationship with people. I talked about currencies yesterday. Relationships are everything, takes time. But here's why I mentioned that. I've decided that one of my new avenues is going to be LinkedIn outreach. My ideal clients are there. My 6, 7, 8 figure businesses, coaching, consulting, and training businesses are on LinkedIn. If you're watching this, I'm talking about you. And because of that, it requires a new strategy. It requires a different avenue for me to reach my people on LinkedIn because people need to see me. People need to see you. If they don't see you, if they don't get to know you, like you, trust you, or experience you, then they're going to forget about you before they've even met you. So you've got to think of engaging and exploring new avenues to reach your most ideal clients. And let me say this about reach. When I talk about reach, I talk about it in the context of attraction. You want to attract people to what you offer. You want to give them an experience of you. You want them to be so attracted that they engage with you, they enroll in connecting with you. Sometimes it's as simple as liking your post. Sometimes it's I'm going to join your group. Sometimes it's I want to go ahead and get on your mailing list. But it has to start with you being in the spaces and places where your most ideal clients are likely to see you, hear you, experience you, and then they can connect with you. The fifth thing I want to tell you, and I've been talking about how to have the greatest impact with the biggest and scariest goals that you have. So I said a couple of things. I talked about SMART goals as number one, SMART goals as number one. Number two, I talked about was mindset is everything and facing everything and rising and what that looks like in your partners, your programs, and your prices. Number three, I talked about challenging yourself to risk more in your business because risk is the secret ingredient to growth. Okay. Then number four, I just talked about was exploring new avenues to achieve bigger, scarier goals. And the focus of exploring these avenues is transparency and vulnerability. So the next one I'm going to talk about is one that I want you to be sure not to ever take for granted. Engage your success team to support you. Engage your success team to support you. Now, some people call it, your support system. Some people call it your support team. I call it a success team because they're in place and you have specifically identified certain people to be on your success team, right? And because you've identified these people to be on your success team, you know they're going to bring success to you. They're going to ensure that success comes to you. That's why they're there. So you have to choose your success team very carefully. And your success team isn't like 20, 50, 100 people. Your success team is a small inner circle of people that support you, that advocate for you, that cheer you on. One of the books I read several years ago was Gung Ho, Gungho, and it talks about this 3-step methodology about how you sort of marshal people around supporting you or marshal people to get things done in your business. There's the spirit of the squirrel, the way of the beaver, and the gift of the goose. And the one I want to focus on, you can look at the rest of them, but the one I want to focus on is the gift of the goose. The gift of the goose or the gift of the geese really speaks to this formation that geese fly in, right? They fly in a V formation with one goose at the head of that V, and all of the other geese as they're flying along, if you've ever seen them flying in the sky, are honking. And what they're saying is, we believe in you. You're in charge of getting us where we're supposed to go, and we support you. That's the kind of success team you want in place. You want someone, people around you that are honking you on, they're cheering you on, they're recognizing that you may get tired, and they're there to encourage you and support you and help you, continue to move forward in what you're trying to accomplish. In the elevatewithwendy.com, the Coach Elevation Blueprint Masterclass series, I'm going to talk about some of the roles on your success team and why they're so important. But you got to know you need the gift of the geese in order to succeed. That's your success team when it comes to achieving your biggest and scariest goals. The next one I'm going to talk about is probably challenging for most people. I think it's challenging for me. Accept help when it's offered. accept help when it's offered. If you're not open to receiving help, then how do you give help or give support freely to others? You've got to be open to receiving help. You can't be proud. You've got to make sure you understand how people can support you. It's been a couple, I want to say last week, it's a visual that I love to share. Think of colors in the rainbow, right? They're different colors. They're blue, green, purple, orange, pink, yellow. I can go on, right? Well, recognize that one person is not going to satisfy every color in the rainbow for you. Some people will bring blue and they will offer their help for blue to you. Some people will bring orange, and orange is what you're going to get from them. And you say, yes, thank you, when they offer it. Recognize what those colors mean in your business. And what you're going to find is accepting help when it's offered is going to really go a long way, right? Don't accept help from, don't accept help based on not knowing what kind of help you need. So you've got to do like an assessment, an awareness check in of what you really truly need in the way of support, so that when someone offers it, you know exactly what they can do. Okay. You know they can bring you blue. You know they can bring you orange. And let me take it out of the metaphor for just a second. When you think about the colors of the rainbow, you think of people in your life that are always making you laugh. You think of people who are always calling you on your stuff. You think of people who are, and those are two different people, okay? You think of people who are always connecting you with someone that they believe is going to encourage you or support you in some way. You think of people who recognize who you are in your greatness and they advocate for you. So think of what you need so that when they make the offer, you're like, yes, I definitely want that. I got a call today from one of my social media friends, and we have not met in person, but she's been on my training sessions. We've connected and chit chatted, and she supported me, last year, early last year when my mom passed away. She, spent some time talking with me. She called me today and she said there was an opportunity for me to do some training somewhere. That's an advocate. I appreciate her so much because she's an advocate, and she's called me and said, this is what you need to do. I wrote all the information down and I'm going to do exactly what she said. I've accepted the offer for help. That's a key part of this strategy if you want to achieve your biggest and scariest goals. Remember, this is my year of elevation. I'm taking everybody with me, and this is the year of yes. So I'm saying yes to everything, within reason, but I'm making sure that I'm not shutting down opportunities that are there to help me achieve my goals. The last thing I want to say about accepting help when offered, it's okay to need help and to feel validated because someone recognizes you need help. That's part of that transparency and vulnerability that I mentioned a minute ago. And I want you to think circumstantial or situational, not existential. And here's what I mean by that: circumstantial or situational, not existential. When I talk about circumstances, I want you to understand that sometimes your circumstances will tell you that you need to accept help from someone else. Sometimes your situation will dictate that accepting help from someone else is really the way to go. It doesn't mean that you're not great. It doesn't mean that you're not an amazing coach. It doesn't mean that you're not really excellent in what you do, gifted, talented, skilled. It doesn't mean any of that. That's what I mean when I talk about existential. It's circumstantial. You're in a circumstance where you need help. It's situation. You're in a situation where you need help. And everybody at some point or another needs help, needs support. And this is your time to do that. If you're watching the replay, be sure that you type hashtag replay. I'm broadcasting on a lot of different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So please be sure you let me know that you're catching the replay. Hey, Stephanie Treasure, and leave me a comment. Let me know that you are here. If you have a question, I'm going back on all the platforms if I can't see you to give you responses to your question. So I've been talking about this strategy, and I've given you 6 pieces of it. And here's the last one: offer support to people. It's not okay for you to always take or receive from people. You also need to be giving to people as well. Think reciprocity. There's a law of reciprocity that says when you give, it often comes back to you in a different way. It's not exactly the same or whatever, but you're going to get it back tenfold. I totally have seen that so many times over in my business where I have given because I felt like it was the right thing to do, and something else came from somewhere else and I received just as much. Yes, reciprocity, Stephanie. Yes, I received that and then some because I was open to giving. So think in terms of what you're able to give and accept those opportunities, make those offers to support other people. When I do networking calls with people, we chit chat, we get to know each other. That's all wonderful. I never leave those conversations without saying, how can I support you? And, sometimes people are caught off guard because they don't know how I can support them. But the more we talk, the more it's like, oh, I'd like to check in every so often. Great. I've got a great new business friend that I can talk to. I've had people reach out to me and I've accepted the support. And during the time, they were proofing something that I was working on. They were giving me ideas that helped me, expand the idea. Think about how you can offer support, how you accept and receive support, because reciprocity, it's a connection kind of thing. It's give and take, and that's what you really want. So I've been talking about ways to enhance your impact and achieve your biggest, scariest goals, right? Scary, I hope I've addressed for you. If you missed it, go back and catch the replay. As a reminder, be sure you let me know you were here and you caught the replay. I'm so excited about this series that I've been doing because it's just so packed with good stuff. Like, I love how I'm able to share this content with you. This week, I've talked about keys to exponential growth in your coaching business. Yesterday, I shared the 5 currencies to focus on to scale your 6-figure coaching business. Today, I talked about how to enhance your impact and achieve your biggest, scariest goals. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about what you need to drive creativity, innovation, and transformation in your coaching business. I'm excited about that one because I get to share some of my Wendy Y isms with you to help you grow. Hey, Maddie, good to see you. I'm just finishing up, so be sure to watch the replay. I'll see you guys tomorrow for talking about driving creativity, innovation, and transformation in your coaching business. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.